There is a battle that every entrepreneur will have to face. That battle is between two parts of themselves. This battle is what will determine whether you realize your business vision or not. It is more important than how the market responds to your products, services. It's more important than any of the functioning aspects of what it means to build a business and what allows it to thrive. It transcends all of that. And the theme that I've seen amongst entrepreneurs that tend to create their vision into reality, their business vision, they are at some level very aware of this battle. And what is this battle? Let me start with this hand. This hand represents the battle with yourself. This is your identity. It's your conditioning, right? It's who you think you are, particularly at an unconscious level. Some call it ego, some call it identity. This part of you has an alternative agenda that will contradict your business goal. This part of you, your identity, even your ego, it wants to survive. It's called psychological survival. It doesn't care for your business goal. It wants to preserve itself, and that preservation, its agenda, comes from your childhood programming. Because who you think you are subconsciously is determined in the first 10 years of your life. This part of you is the reason that you do not achieve your goals in business, or maybe you struggle to believe that you can achieve them. Now, some people will tell you that this is your enemy, but it's not your enemy. Its agenda is survival, which is totally acceptable, right? Survival should be taken care of. It doesn't want you to perish, so it makes sure that you survive. But its goal opposes the goal of this part of you. This part, what is this other part of you? This, some call the higher self, the true self. It's your true nature. It's before societal conditioning kicked in. It's that deeper voice within you. That part of you that conjured up being an entrepreneur, having a dream to build a business, to impact the world, to build and create a prosperous, good for all business. That is going to come up against this part of you that wants to survive, and this part of you that wants to create and thrive. That battle, Led Zeppelin summarized it as the battle of evermore. You will never be free of this battle as long as you keep going for your goals. And in this case, we're talking about entrepreneurship, your business, but it can be in any area of your life. That battle that ensues ultimately determines whether you create your business vision into reality. And as I said earlier, we're not here to attack this part of you, yet we're to gain awareness of this part of you. It largely sits at the seat of your mind, at the core of your being. It's largely in the unconscious. Entrepreneurs, I recently heard an entrepreneur talk about his greatest gift. Jensen Huang, I think his name is. And he he's the owner, the founder of NVIDIA, which is it makes chips for computers and technology. And he spoke about his greatest gift being the fact that he could navigate through his pain and suffering. Most people get derailed by their pain and suffering. Suffering is summarized as resistance to your pain. Your pain is what you feel or believe. It's your thoughts and feelings, essentially, right? It's your cognition. It's your conditioned programming. And when you feel pain, emotional, mental pain, usually its job is to keep you safe, to keep you in your comfort zone. It perceives a lack of safety. It sees certain things as a threat. So most people that I work with, because I've been there myself, tend to be defeated by this pain and suffering that is the product of your deep-seated identity. And your ability to navigate it, and as Jensen Huang said, your ability to overcome that pain and suffering is what allows you to be able to have the cards stacked in your favor to be able to listen and act upon and make decisions that are in the favor of your higher self, that aspect of you that is your true self, your true nature. That battle will determine your success. And a little bit about myself. I've been in business for 15 years. I started a coaching and training company, and I realized that I had a gift to be able to help people to navigate through their psychological hang-ups. I could support them to gain deeper awareness of their unconscious. And the more that I became aware of my own self, the more that I managed to navigate between that battle, and the more victories that I had, and I was able to integrate this part of me that kept defeating me, I was able to win. In fact, as I said earlier, it's not that it's trying to defeat you, it's trying to keep you safe. Have you ever experienced resistance towards taking a decision or an action? Have you? Have you ever procrastinated on carrying out the behaviors, the actions that are necessary for you to achieve your goal? Have you? Have you ever sabotaged? Like you've taken a decision or an action, when you've taken it, you've realized that it's backfired and that it has taken you 2 steps back and away from your vision. If that is the case, then that is the protective part of you. So that is what I suffered from for so many years. So why does it exist? It exists because it's trying to keep you safe and protect you. It's not against you. Yet its agenda is different. How does it play out? It plays out in moments when you are going for your goal, for your business vision, when you're moving towards it. Something unexpected will happen. Generally, what tends to happen, this part of you is triggered by your environment. So you may be enveloped by business activity, and something happens in the business environment that is difficult for you to handle. It may be you don't get the deal. It might be that something has happened amongst your employees, or something challenging that occurs within your business environment. That environment will trigger what's already programmed within you. So you may feel rejected, you may feel like you're failing, you may feel as though you're being defeated, right? Those triggers are what bring up the monster that is over here. And when that comes up, most people in general in the world don't know how to navigate through that. So, are you finding yourself being defeated by your own mind, by your own psychology? And if there is any result that you're trying to achieve in your business, but you're failing to achieve it, what is the breakthrough that you want? I want you to answer that question for yourself while you watch this. What is the breakthrough you're looking for? Maybe you're looking for a breakthrough in your income. Maybe you're a solopreneur or you've got a small team and you're looking for a breakthrough. It is popular opinion that if you're not getting the outcome you want in your business, then it's random. It's the market controls what happens and it's out of your control because the authority, the ruler of those results is at least impartial outside of you. But that's not true. I can tell you that your sense of self, your identity is very deeply, I would say the word is enmeshed, interconnected to what's happening in your business. Because the way you show up is a product of your psychology. And that will impact, your cognition will impact your decisions and behaviors. Therefore, inevitably your business is impacted, right? So I often say to my clients, I say, any situation that's occurring in their business, if we go deep enough, we're able to uncover the unconscious programming that is responsible for the frustrating results you're getting or the lack of results you're getting in your business. So I often work with clients to help them to break through their income ceiling, for instance, in their business, or I help them through their oscillation in their income or their business revenue. And I can tell you, because it's been my story, I spent 10 years of my life just being a five-figure business, right? And I was driven by this survival. So I was focused on not failing. So this part of me was focused on not failing as opposed to being successful. So when you watch sports, if a team comes out to try and avoid defeat, it's not actually the same as going for victory. So there's a process that I do with my clients. It's called the conflict process. After having probably worked with hundreds, if not 1,000 people over the last 15 years, and having my own experience, because I only teach and train based upon my own experiences. Anything that I've learnt and has worked for me, I then extend to my clients. And generally they tend to work. Because the mind is not random. The mind is a set of systems and structures designed to achieve something. Your mind is always trying to achieve something. So you have to become aware of what the unconscious in you is trying to achieve, which is ultimately contradicting the result that you want to get. And when you can neutralize this aspect of you, when you can make this part of you take a back seat, not to berate it, not to belittle it, not to hate it, but to realize that its agenda is different to this part of you, you can neutralize it. When you neutralize this aspect of you, then there's a process that I teach for neutralization called emotional acceptance. And it basically, it takes away the charge that is the driving force of dysfunctional behaviors and decisions, which ultimately have an adverse effect upon your business. So your business is like anything else in your life. It is a reflection of your state of being. It is a mirror for your sense of self. You may not like that. And even if you don't believe that, If you choose to take it on board, what you're actually taking on board is a sense that you are responsible. Not to blame yourself, but you are responsible. And responsibility is two-sided. One, it can feel like a burden that you're responsible. But if you're willing to get beyond the victimized state of being, which feels, oh, I'm responsible, it's my fault, I'm powerless. If you can get beyond that, then responsibility means that you can you have a response ability, and that you can now see everything outside of you as an extension of you. And if you do that, you can then start to build new systems and structures in your mind that will allow you to ultimately achieve the business vision. And I'll take you through a quick 5-step process. Now, this has been years in the making. It's helped me over the years. I've developed it. But I'll go through it in a short version. In another video, I'll do an extended version. But the number one premise that I teach is attention creates reality. Where are you placing your attention? Most entrepreneurs, or a lot of entrepreneurs that are having a struggle in their business, their attention is unconsciously on something that is negating the conscious result that they want. So where is your attention? We have to ascertain, where are you placing your attention in your consciousness, in your mind? What is that part of you trying to achieve? Because it's trying to cancel out your result. So that's where we begin, is understanding where you're placing your attention. Because your attention is sacred, but largely your attention is unconscious. And according to social media companies, attention is everything. That's what they're trying to do, get your attention. But where are you placing your attention within your being? And then once we have awareness of where you place your attention, and there's processes that we go through, when you have awareness of where you're placing your attention relative to a business outcome that you want, when you have awareness of what the underlying cognitive bias is, we can then we can use neutralization to effectively to let go of that aspect of you that has a contradicting goal. It could be safety, it could be doesn't trust the world, doesn't want to fail, it feels that it doesn't have the power, it's not the authority, etc., etc. There's many layers to this. When we neutralize, we then bring your attention back to your positive vision. Your positive vision is a vision that is a derivative of what business vision you would love to create. Not because you're trying to get away from a difficult scenario. A lot of people's business goals are a reaction to a negative vision, to something that they're trying to get away from. And actually, in consciousness, you're just reinforcing that aspect of you if you come from that space. When we ascertain the positive vision, we can then tap into what are the behaviors and the decisions that you need to make to be able to bring that positive vision into reality. And that is where you are consciously focused and not unconsciously focused. That is where you go from oscillating in your business, being stuck in your business, to having flow in your business. Because flow is the product of your attention. Stagnation is the product of unconscious focus. There's a lot more to it, but I just wanted to give you a little summary. Right? This works. It just works. It's changed my life. I was very reactive in my business. My business oscillated all the time. I was stuck. I would stagnate. And then I understood these premises, the way that the mind actually works. And ultimately the aim, business is a vehicle for your revolution. If you can become the person that is the carrier for your vision, in your identity, then your identity is no longer has a gap between your identity and your business vision. When we close that gap, you become the carrier of your vision, and the resistance starts to fall away. The procrastination, the sabotage, etc., falls away. When it does, there's no impeding force. When that happens, you can now move towards the realization of your business vision, whatever that might be. So if this has supported you, and if this resonates, the things that I'm saying to you, and if you can allow yourself to comprehend the fact that every business outcome that you are currently achieving or want to achieve is the product of your mindscape, then you've suddenly taken your power back, because you can change your state of mind. You can change. This is no pop culture positive thinking BS. We're actually starting to understand the way the mind works. And if this resonates, if you're interested in working with me, maybe you'd like to have a conversation. If this is the case, there's a link in my description. You can reach out, you can book a call, and we can have a conversation and see whether we're the right fit. And if this video has supported you, if it has enlightened you, then please do subscribe and maybe share this video with other entrepreneurs that are having struggles within their business. So this is Singhasan. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next video. Over and out.